Hey everyone, Nick Berlin with Berlin Builds. Today I'm going to be showing you the first step of finishing your basement, which is removing the insulation. There's a really good chance that you're wondering why we need to remove this insulation. I'm talking specifically about Utah, so you need to check what your area says, but in Utah, you can put R11 insulation in an unfinished basement. But when you go to a finished space, it needs to be at least an R13, and that's northern Utah. Southern Utah is its own thing. But so what you can do, you have two different options. You can leave the insulation in place and you can frame up a new wall and you can put more insulation into this wall to get you up to your R13 rating. I don't really like doing that for a couple different reasons. One of those reasons has to do with the space that this insulation takes up. So in order for this insulation to actually work, it needs to be fluffy. So you can see this is about 3 inches thick. And so if we want this to stay fluffy, that means that we need to frame our wall so it's just kissing this front edge of the insulation. And we don't want to compress it. If we come in and compress all this insulation, we've just negated all the insulation to pretty much an R2 or 0 in essence, right? So in order to use it, we have to leave it fluffy. But if you lose 3 inches of wall space all around a basement, that is a lot of square feet. It's a lot of square feet that you're losing. Actually, about every 4 linear feet of exterior wall that you have, you lose 1 square foot of floor space. Another reason why I like to remove this is because of fire blocking codes that we follow here in my area. And so what we would need to do if we did leave this insulation is every 10 linear feet, we need to take 1 2x4 and we have to slam it tight to the foundation wall and we have to fire foam it. So we kind of have to cut into there anyways. And then also at the top, we have to frame it with 3/4 inch OSB all along the top up here to make it so that we get a fire block right at the top plate. Otherwise, the fire, if it did happen to start in a wall, it can go up into your floor joists and go everywhere, which is not what you want to have happen. So when you look at just your additional labor and material of doing the fire blocking, it almost cancels out with just removing the insulation and framing tight to your foundation wall. We usually stay about 1/2 inch off of the foundation wall because foundation walls are straight. They're straight enough to frame on, but they're not perfectly straight. So we usually stay about 1/2 inch off of the foundation wall and we'll frame, which can give us a lot more of your footprint back. But then also I usually use a blown in insulation, which counts as fire blocking. So that way we don't have to do the additional stud every 10 feet and we don't have to do the 3/4 inch OSB at the top. The blown insulation, especially for a the blown insulation, especially for a basement, is not a lot more money compared to doing R13 bats. And it's a heck of a lot better product. So what tools do you need to remove this insulation? Well, I recommend long sleeves, long pants, and gloves, just to start with, right? This is itchy stuff and you don't want it on your skin. With that, you also want safety goggles at least. Don't do safety glasses because the stuff just goes around them. And then you can do it with a mask. I have a respirator. This is a lot better because it doesn't fog up the goggles. And I recommend some good tunes or a good audiobook. You don't technically need that, but why not? And then I have a bunch of trash bags that I use that I bundle all the insulation up into, and a ladder for getting up high. And naturally, a broom for sweeping up after. So it's really easy, and I'll show you a couple of video clips of me just pulling the stuff down. It goes really fast. All right, now I look like Darth Vader. Let's get rocking and rolling here. All right, now a few quick sips of Dr. Pepper and your walls are ready to start framing. We can frame dang tight to these things now, which is gonna just make it nicer to have more room in your basement, right? Make sure you reward yourself with some Dr. Pepper and then that's it. You're ready to start framing. Make sure you put any comments or questions you have down below and have a great day, guys. Enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.